This is a little video about my setup for Madagascan hissing cockroaches. They're a really interesting species of cockroach. Lots of people keep them as pets, lots of people keep them as feeders. Feeders are basically, you grow them on to feed your bigger reptiles or amphibians or spiders with them. So yeah, they're useful, but they're also nice pets to have as well. So yeah, starting off, I have a tub here from IKEA, just an ordinary tub, which I've drilled out the sides. Nothing amazing, they're cheap, but they're happy in it, and that's the main thing. You don't have to spend hundreds of euro on Exoterra kits if you don't need to, because these animals really like to be left in the dark and left alone, and if you can put them in a tub out of the way, they'll be quite happy in it. So yeah, lots of air holes, mesh netting on both sides, just to make sure none of them get out. Around the edges of the enclosure itself, put some Vaseline that stops the nymphs climbing up the glass and getting out all over your house or your shed in my case. And yeah, they like egg cartons and wood to hide around in. When the lights are out and you come in and turn it on, you'll see them scampering all over the place. There's a young one there. And this is my bowl for food. I have a paste in it that people use for fishing, anglers use for fishing. It's made out of bread paste. It's really good because it's a constant source of food, even if they run out of the bigger food items I put in. Like, I put a bit of vegetables or a bit of fruit in every day, or I'll put in some of this cheap fish food stuff or dog biscuits, and they love it. So let's have a look. I'll show you some of these. Have to be careful not to take any out when I'm taking out the egg cartons, and I do check on them like every week or so, just to make sure that the colony is healthy, nobody's dead in there, because they die of old age, of course. Some of them live to be 3 and 4 years old in captivity, so I'm led to believe anyway. Now, right down here. So yeah, everybody seems to be in great shape. These are big females here. You can tell the difference between the males and the females because the females don't have the little protrusions on their bony protrusions. They're not bones. They have protrusions on their exoskeleton. The males do. I'll try and find one here. Here's a small one. You can just see. I can get it into focus. Yeah, there you go. 2 little lumps. Stop hissing. So there's 2 little bumps there, and he uses them to fight the other males over the females. Here's a big male here. Now every so often I have to take out a few males, because if you have too many males, they'll just batter each other to death. For the ride, looking for females, you go a bit mental, so you're better off just taking them out. Either I give them away to people just for pets, or they go off to Munchtown, which is the circle of life. Don't give out to me, any vegans out there. Yeah, just looking for one that's just recently had to shed its its exoskeleton. I can't find any, but sometimes you'll find pure white ones in there. That means they've just had to shed their exoskeleton, and they're the best eating for your pets, because there's no part of them that can't be digested. When you feed them to them like this, the only part they can digest is the crunchy insides. So the outside, the carapace, the shell itself is undigestible. But when she splits down the center line here, the zipper that she has here, you can just see it. She'll split that and crawl out of her exoskeleton, and she'll be pure white, and that is good eating for other animals. These females are all full of babies. Look at her, she's about to pop which is good. So anyone looking for some pet roaches, give me a shout. I have loads to give away. I'm just going to pop these back in here. Down there. Now this is some of the stuff that I'll feed them. Pond sticks. Feed me pond sticks. Cheap ass stuff that I got down in my local shops for €3. Brilliant, because it has really high protein content. It's cheap. Works well for them. And I'll stick in some fruit like once a week. I'm not going to put any in today because I put in some yesterday. And I don't want to overdo it. And I got some more egg cartons and some extra Jack's rolls. Where did I put them? Great use for your toilet roll inserts. Roach gaffs. Brilliant. So there you go. That's my oh there. That's my my hissing cockroach setup. Just a little brief video. Brilliant pets. Easy to keep, as long as you just keep the temperature right, keep the males down, and you'll get a nice colony going in no time.